Go. Very quick, very rapid on the flip. And another flip there.
Okay, I'm in high yaw rate for this quadcopter for the 10A, and this is the tightest funnels that it can do. Let's walk over to the field here. Also, this thing doesn't have a very far range, 30 meters, so I got to try to keep it close. Got to remember that. 30 meters for these CX10 and CX10A. They're really meant for indoor flying, although you can do outdoor flying with them, as you can see here, but you want to try to keep them close. Let me send this upwind a bit. Okay, this is the highest yaw rate it's got. This is the tightest funnels it can do. Now let's demonstrate that what am I saying? Headless mode. Okay, I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to land it. Now I want to point it, let's pick off that pylon off in the distance there as our base heading. And I'm going to point, I'm going to find the front end, point the quadcopter, actually I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on again, and point the quadcopter toward that, actually let's use the mountains over here, it's more pretty. I'm going to point the quadcopter to the mountains and that pylon off in the distance and use that as the base heading. Now turn the quadcopter on. Okay, it's pointed off in that direction. Turning the transmitter on. Wait a minute, I did not turn the quadcopter on, I turned it off. Okay, quadcopter's turned on, pointed in that direction. Transmitter's on. Binding to the quadcopter. Now I'm going to press down twice until I hear 3 beeps. Okay, now it's in headless mode. All direction of flight is all going to be referenced in that direction, forward, back, left, and right. So right away I'm doing pirouettes. I'm pulling back, pushing to the left. I got a wind coming here. This doesn't handle wind very well, but as you can see, I can do translational flight and do pirouettes at the same time. Now headless mode is best for using during night flying. If you want to fly at night and not lose orientation on the quadcopter, headless mode comes in handy at nighttime. Using it during the daytime, I just use it for mainly doing pirouettes like I'm showing here, pirouette flying. But for beginners, I wouldn't use this too much because it can be a crutch. Let me try the other way. This is the yaw rate, by the way, in headless mode, not very fast. Okay, now I'm going to go into beginner mode. The yaw rate in beginner mode, actually the pitch and roll is not very dramatic either, but again, this is mainly intended for helping beginners learn how to fly. Okay, this is full forward pitch. This is full yaw. This is the funnels it can do in beginner mode. So in effect, it's useful for beginners to learn to fly. It's very gentle, very docile flyer in beginner mode. Let's go. This is intermediate mode. That's 2 beeps. Again, this is the maximum funnels that it can do, the maximum turn rate. Let's bring it in closer. I'll just give it full yaw. This is the yaw rate on it in hover. As you can see, not entirely impressive. But again, this quadcopter, the 10A, is mainly meant, in my opinion, for beginners to learn to fly with, and also to learn how to do turns in intermediate mode. Works very well. This is a bank turn on it. So now what I'd like to demonstrate, after this battery dies, I'm going to fly until the battery dies to show you its flight time, but after this battery dies, we'll do a demonstration flight with the CX10 and compare its performance, particularly its yaw rate, to the CX10. Fun little quadcopters, these little Cheersons. That's why so many of these have been sold. They're cheap very inexpensive, but they actually fly well and are a lot of fun to fly. Again, this one, though, is mainly intended for indoor flying or flying in a small park, like this small park I'm flying in. But it always helps to have as much room as you can get to fly a quadcopter.